In this video, we're going to take a look at Nano Banana from Google. Hey everyone, my name is Eric from Shadowbox Labs. If you're new to this channel, I'm on a mission to test what AI and automation can do for real businesses, one experiment at a time. No hype, no BS, just my journey and the real results. So come along with me and let's build something together. And do me a favor, like and subscribe if you find this type of content interesting. It really helped me grow and build this solopreneur community. With all of that out of the way, let's take a look at what Nano Banana is and we'll start to hype out. We'll take it for a test spin. So what Nano Banana is an image generation model, and what it's known for is the consistency for character. And it can do things like this. For example, taking two separate pictures and just, hey, create an image and put them in the basketball court, and voila. So that's pretty powerful. And you could do other things like using a picture of your room and then ask it to generate a certain color, add in a rug, a couch, some decoration, bookshelves, things of that nature, and there you go. So it's very powerful indeed. And I want to take it for a test spin and just see it for myself, how easy it is to use and what are some good business use cases to apply this to. You can use this a few different ways. There is the Nano Banana AI, which is, I guess, their own site. It is integrated into Gemini 2.5 Flash. That's their new model. And that's the model for all around speed rather than deep reasoning. And then there's also Google AI Studio, where you can have a little bit more control, like temperature, things of that nature. But I think I'm going to try it with just a typical Google Gemini and see how it goes. Okay, let's see if I'm in the right place. I've got Gemini and 2.5 Flash. And for the tools, I'm going to select, sorry, not Canvas. I wanted to use Create Images. So the basic use case I have is I want to create a model to wear a t-shirt for a t-shirt brand. Okay, so let's start with creating the model. Create a male model for a t-shirt brand that we have. Here are the details. Let's go with male athletic build, 5'10", and medium brown skin with a t-shirt that says Form Fit Games. I will upload this t-shirt for you separately for reference. And then let's see, what should this person be doing? Background, indoor basketball courts with wooden floors. The gym is empty. He is training by himself. Lighting, let's go with early 6 a.m. natural light. No indoor lights. I'm not sure if this is necessary, but I'm going to try anyway. This will be my attempt at being a professional photographer. Camera style. I'm sure the model itself is pretty smart and it could generate without as much detail as I'm providing it. But that said, I think by providing more information, it could only get better with more context. What I'm typing right now may feel like a lot of information and may feel like this is very technical, but by no means I don't think this is anywhere close to like stretching to have too much context where the models won't work well, which I know can be a case if you have like pages and pages of information for a prompt. That said, I happen to be an amateur photographer, so I like to try my best and provide this information and see what we get from this. So camera style, I'm going to use a 50mm lens on a mirrorless camera, so which is really like an 85, which I think a lot of photographers like to use for portraits. Let's go with model is dribbling a basketball. Close-up photos will indicate sweat dripping from his face. Ready to do a crossover. Let's see how much it can even understand and get here. Photo of t-shirt attached. Upload it, and then please smooth out the wrinkles from the photo. I could be even more clear. I wanted to create a male model wearing the t-shirt that I'm providing. So create a male model. Generate a male model for a t-shirt that we have. The model will wear t-shirt that I am providing. Okay, let's see what this gets us. Now, it says just a second. Oh yeah, there it goes. It's starting to. Wow. Wow. That is pretty amazing. It has pretty much exactly what I was looking for. The morning sun. I was thinking the lighting might be a little darker, but hey, 6 a.m. I didn't really specify where and if it's summer or winter. I was thinking there might be some bleachers in the back, only because I was thinking about my high school gym that I used to play in, and I didn't specify that. But I mean, wow, this is amazing. As far as the model here, um, he could be going for a crossover. We don't know. The picture doesn't really show enough full body shot. So, you know what? I like this. So let's keep building on this. Great. Let's generate 5 more photos from different angles. Um, yeah, he's got sweat around his temples and his forehead for sure. Um, let's picture 1. You know what? I'm gonna give it some creative flexibility. I actually want to try one shot with less specifications. So I was just about to specify all 5 photos, but I'm gonna let it do its thing. Um, try some full body shots and some face portraits only. Mix it up so we can um, we can create multiple frames of this athlete um, practicing basketball. The end goal is to use these clips to create a story using VO3 later. Create a video. Yeah, let's try. Submit. Wow, this is super impressive. Um, I mean, for a small business, small t-shirt company where I don't have the resource to really go hire professional models and professional photographers, that's amazing. Um, so this will actually do me a huge favor, in helping us with our marketing efforts. So I think this is a game changer for mom and pop shop, to try to really even the playing field. But back to this particular prompt here. So uh, I'm only able to generate 1 character at a time in a full body shot of the male model. So this kind of failed a little bit. Number 1, that's the wrong t-shirt. It created a new t-shirt for us. And number 2, it's a different character. And I was under the impression that they have a better consistency. So let's try to revise this. Great. Um, Let me revise this prompt. Let's keep the same model. We will give him a name. I don't know. I'm terrible with names. We'll give him a name, Jerry. Now we're gonna call him Michael because my cousin's named Michael. Um, give him a name, Michael, and then let's try a full body shot. Um, you know what? I think I want to break this into paragraphs. So what I'm gonna do, give him a name, Michael. We're gonna tell AI that we're gonna use Michael to create 5 clips. I would like to. The overall goal is to create 5 clips of Michael practicing basketball, and we will create a video story using VO3 later. I understand you can only work on one image at a time. Let's create our second image. Now, let's try a full body shot. For image 2, let's try a full body shot. Updates. So I think in order for us to have some sort of consistency on the character, um, we need to name it. I mean, at least that's my first thought. I don't know if that's the best practice for the industry, but I mean that kind of looks like Michael, and it could sort of pass. But the shirt has changed, so I'm going to edit this again. Um, so we will use the same T-shirt for our following for our. I guess that's just enough. We'll use the same T-shirt. Um, okay. All right, let's regenerate that. Second try or third try now, I guess. This is really cool. I mean, I'm barely scratching the surface here. I'm sure there's like a ton of different things we can do with this. Michael grew his hair. What the hell? His face is not even the same anymore, and he got lighter skin. All right, well, there's the promise of character consistency, isn't it? Um, would I like a third clip? No. This picture of Michael does not look consistent to your first image generated. Um, please try again for image 2. So rather than editing my prompt this time, I'm choosing to add on to this because I feel like sometimes it's good to have the existing, I don't want to say era, but to have the existing work presented for reference on what to do and what not to do. So here we go. We got Michael back again, but this time my shirt has changed. And okay, so we got the character consistency from our image 1. However, the t-shirt has changed. Now, if I were not testing Nano Banana's limits, I actually wouldn't mind changing shirts because I mean we have other products that we can just throw on Michael and just say, hey, here's a second shirt, here's a third shirt, here's a different one at a different angle. Um, so that would totally be fine. So let's see here. However, the t-shirt has changed. Keep the same t-shirt, but zoom out and give me a full body shot. This is exciting. I mean, I know a lot of times these tools are not perfect, but I think what it can do is really get you, at least from my previous experience and also from just talking to other folks in the community, AI is good with getting you like 80% there. And if you have, if you have the time and energy, you fine tune the remaining 20%. Um, Otherwise, you start over and you just scrap it rather than debugging, just start a new one and write a new prompt. That might actually be a little bit faster. So here, full body shot from Michael in the correct t-shirt. And there we go. We've got the same character now. So perfect. Let's use the same character, Michael, in the same t-shirt for image 3. This time we will use a wider angle lens. 35mm. We will position the camera further away and capture Michael in the act of shooting a three-pointer. Now I want at the top of the key. The camera should capture both the basketball hoop and Michael together. We will position the camera slightly behind Michael, off to the side, off to his left side. It's the same character Michael, and the same t-shirt for image 3. We will lock that in for image 2. Use a wider lens and a further away, capture Michael in the act of shooting a three-pointer. Please note Michael is shooting right-handed. Same light, same gem. So realistically, I think, with a little bit of practice, I can definitely get a much better handle on how this works. I wouldn't be surprised if someone can prompt their way through a bunch of product images for their online store listing in a matter of 30 minutes, maybe an hour, depending on how particular you are. I know I'm being very specific with what I'm asking for, and right now, it's not showing the same character anymore. Uh, looks like looks like Michael has changed his shirt and his face, and he's nowhere near the 3-point line. But hey, for a product listing, um, it doesn't need to be. He doesn't need to be shooting a 3, right? This could just work for a product listing if I was to just sell a basketball T-shirt. Just some food for thoughts. How good and accurate does it need to be? That's going to be entirely dependent on the project. But for the purpose of this video, I'm actually thinking to stop in a little bit. I'm gonna give it a little more effort for maybe 2 or 3 tries, but I'm not gonna try to make it perfect for the purpose of this video. I think I'm seeing some similar patterns like I did with my previous video in terms of generating a logo and asking it to move one thing versus another. Like for example, the logo we have here, I was working on spacing of the line, being symmetrical to the bottom of form and the top of fit, and same way in the second separator. And Gemini at the time had some issues. Like as it started moving the orange separator closer to the top, it was changing other things within the image. So I think some of this is going to be the natural limits of LLM at this time. But what is my alternative? Picking the camera in my own hands and try to take the pictures myself. Hire a professional model, hire a professional photographer. Um, you know, those are the choices, right? Booking the gym, so I have an empty gym. Those are the choices. So, I've spent 15 minutes on this, if even that. So, and this is how far I've gotten. So, I think there's a lot of pros to be had and a lot to be said, despite how imperfect and flawed this is at this moment. And keep in mind, all of this right now, this is as dumb, quote unquote, dumb, if it'll ever be. And the next generation of AI model is going to be even better. And it'll probably come in months, if maybe a year, who knows. But there's that. So let's try again. Let's try again. The character face has changed. I need you to be consistent with our first character, Michael. And he needs to be shooting a three-pointer. You know what? Actually, for this particular case, I'm going to just go bad response and redo without actually prompting. Because I want to mix that up. I know my default was to be more specific, but and give him update, but I think I want to just try doing that. Oh wow, now he's got a different shirt with a design in the back, and he's grown a beard and got lighter. It looks like he's, I don't know, maybe from the Middle East or Italian. Um, and he's shooting way out. No. Um, yeah, I said I was gonna try 2 or 3 times more, but I think you get the point. I think with enough prompting, you can definitely get the character. Dude, he's growing a bigger fro, and the shirt has changed. Hey, future Eric jumping in here. So, after I looked around a little bit on the chats and just Gemini community in general, a couple of the best practices I've learned is to really try to limit the feedback to just one thing, one edit at a time. This is because a lot of these image editing tools have a hard time as it is to maintain character consistency. So if I'm asking for multiple things like I am here to be adjusted, it really becomes a bit much for the LLM to digest all the additional context. So rather than asking for multiple things, I should be asking one edit at a time. And then, furthermore, I think the second thing I like to add in here is using the same model and then trying different products. That's the other primary use case that people are bragging about, at least from a marketing use case scenario. So I'm going to go ahead and just jump right in and do that right now. So I'm going to add another file. And this time I'm going to try this white shirt. Okay. And I want to use Mycos because this will be image number 2. Let's see here. I want to go from, rather than this shirt, I want to go from this person here. So this will be using model 1, using image 1 with Michael. Change his gray t-shirt to this white hoodie. Image 1. I want to be more clear where Michael is dribbling the basketball. Okay, so let's see what it understands and if I have the right image. But yeah, this is going to be one of the primary use cases where you have a character that you've already established and then just add different products into the scene, and voila, you have your new picture generated. Let's see how well Gemini will take on this task. Yep, it's pretty darn good if I do say so myself. Um, that is almost identical to this. Biggest difference is there's a bit of drool in all of these images, and that's because I asked for the image to have sweat dripping off the face, but AI really understood it a little differently, and so it looks almost more like drool from the chin. But I could easily change that. As for the shirt itself, the text is wrong here. Um, because from this photo you actually can't see what's going on the text. It should say form fit gains on the side, on the sleeve. So in this case, the sleeve has text on the wrong side. It's on the right side rather than the left, because if you can see here, this is really more on the shoulder and this is more on the full sleeve. But I mean, darn, it's pretty good for what it is. So I'm gonna hand it back to the original me from a couple days ago. Just wanted to add this context here for everybody else to see after I did a little more research on it in the community forums. Thanks. Um, so hey, um, know that everything that you see in a press release is not as they are. I'm sure we can get there, and also everything you see on the screen may not be real. But all that said, I mean, jokes aside, I think this is still a super powerful tool, and I will just leave you with that. All right. Thank you for watching, and like and subscribe if this is helpful to you. I hope this is a good glimpse of what this Nano Banana tool is, and we'll see you in the next one.